Searching for a silhouette, I don't know what to do. Something you just hide away, cause nothing can be true. I don't wanna make you kiss every lies, cause something's gonna bring you down by tonight.
Hey my beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be showing you guys how to recreate this makeup look. So the first thing we need is a primer, and this one is from Iconic London, and it's the Retexturizing Face Primer, and I'm blending it out into my skin with my fingers. And then next for my foundation, I'm going to be using the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced, and the first thing I'm going to do is dot it all over my entire face, and then go ahead and blend it out with this Evo 001 brush from Iconic London, and then just go ahead and blend it all out. Next, I'm going to go ahead and dot out my contouring. So for this, I'm going to be using the Multi-Cream Contour Palette from Iconic London and adding it to the points where I want to contour, as well using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer to apply it where I want to highlight. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and start blending out the highlight first using the Oval 4 from Artiste makeup brush. And this is just going to go ahead and blend it out very flawlessly. I learned how to use these brushes now under my eye, because at first, when I first started using them, they were a little bit hard on my skin, but now I got the hang of it. You're supposed to use it very gently on your skin and it'll work out perfectly fine. But yeah, so just go ahead and finish blending all of that out, and then next for our contouring, we're going to be blending it with a different tool, which is the Beauty Blender. I feel like the Beauty Blender always makes everything so much more flawless than any brush. Then I'm going to use the Lock It Setting Powder from Kat Von D and start baking under my eye. So I'm just going to go ahead and let the powder sit there while I go ahead and powder the rest of my face, and then just make sure that everything is completely set. But just before we remove our powder from underneath our eye, I'm going to take the Multi-Use Powder Contour Palette, taking the middle shade. I'm going to go ahead and start setting everywhere where we have cream contoured, and then after that we're going to go ahead and also bake underneath our contour. That way it looks more on point. So after you're done blending, like I said, now take your translucent powder and apply this underneath your contour. And then after that, we can go ahead and start removing all of the powder that we have left under our eye, and you're gonna notice a huge difference once you start doing this. Like, you'll notice that your concealer doesn't look as creased or anything, and then as well when you clean up under your contour, it looks so much better. Now going to the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to take Burnt Orange with the Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and start blending this on my crease. All you want to do is blend it back and forth, but if you do want to create this like oval type of shape for your eye, you can flicker it at the end. It's not necessary, but since we are doing like a smoky eye, you don't really have to do that. You could just make it rounded and that's perfect. But for me, for my eye shape, I always love it when it looks more oval shape, if you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending it out like that. But then after that, we're gonna go ahead and take Red Ochre, and this is such a beautiful shade, you guys. I can't, like, this is perfection. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over my entire lid with the E60 brush from Sigma, and then just make sure that you go a little bit over your crease, and then after that we're gonna start blending it out. That way it just looks very smoked out. So just go ahead and start blending it out before we move on to the next shade. It's always important to be blending in between your shades, so just go ahead and make sure you blend that out. Then after that, I'm going to go ahead and take in Cypress Umber. Wait, what did I just say? Anyways, with an E44 brush from Sigma, what we're going to be doing with this shade is applying it on the outer part of our eye. That way it creates that smoky effect. And then as well, start blending it into your crease with whatever shade, whatever of the eyeshadow you still have on your brush. Also, another brush that you could also use to make it so easy to apply on your outer part of your eye and then sort of into your crease is the E25 by Sigma. That one is an amazing brush. It's actually one of my favorites to apply on the outer part. But now taking Primavera, which is such a gorgeous eyeshadow. I'm telling you, this palette has every eyeshadow that you could think of that is gorgeous, out of this world. But I'm going to be applying this on the inner corners of my eye, and with that same brush, I'm going to go ahead and take Tempera, because it'll still have a little bit of the shimmer from Primavera. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this on my brow bone, and then after that, we can go ahead and start blending it out with the E40 again. So just make sure that everything is well blended out. You don't want it to be harsh looking. But now moving on to our lower lash line with the 240 brush from Zoeva, I'm going to go ahead and take the dark eyeshadow and the color that we applied for our lid, and then just go ahead and blend those two together on your lower lash line. And then if you want, you could take a bigger brush to kind of, you know, make it a little bit softer. But then after that, I'm going to go ahead and take Mr. Bing from ColourPop Cosmetics in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this on my tight line and as well on my waterline. Then for another holy grail of mine, I'm going to take my Wicked Gel Liner from Sigma and do a wing liner. And I do have a full tutorial of how to do your wing liner, so I'll have that linked down below. But my holy grail brush as well is the EO6 from Sigma. But next I'm going to go ahead and take this high def mascara from Beauty for Real. And I'm going to go ahead and coat my lashes as well, preparing them for the falsies. So the falsies I'm going to take is Iris Beauty in the style Fearless, and they are so freaking gorgeous. Like, I'm telling you, from the bottom they are very like voluminous and full, but then they kind of wisp out like super long and pretty. Yeah, this is how I feel about my lashes. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take my Cor de Rosa blush from Sigma, and I just gently apply this on my cheeks on top of my contour. And then for my highlight, I'm going to go ahead and take my Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood. You guys know this is one of my favorites. And I'm just also going to apply this down the bridge of my nose as well, my Cupid's bow. And then for my lipstick, I took the Makeup Forever M500, which I wanted it to be super matte, but I don't know, I just wasn't really feeling it, so I took the C407 instead and then applied it right on top. And then like that was the perfect combination to create that really cranberry look. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up, and as well subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And with that, my loves, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Mwah!
Something's gonna bring you down.